to another video for Den of the Lion. In this one, we will compare how Warhammer Fantasy Starter Box and Dungeons and Dragons Essential Kit teach you how to play the game. I will be referring for this one throughout the video, so I think if we're throwing out that this is a role-playing game, Dungeons and Dragons want to teach you and play as a PC game. As of Warhammer Fantasy, it's more like a book. First of all, let's see how these handout things, because all of the starter things needs to have handout, a lot of them. So they have 3 maps. Maps are cool, they are good, great. They both have dice, which is good. You get all the dice for D&D, and for Warhammer you can only need this 100 dice. Fancy dice, good to have it. Now, we have a lot of handouts, and I have a problem with, well, let's say the D&D one a little bit, because this initiative card, it's I think totally useless, because I mean, you can just write down with a pencil that this battle I am first, another one I am second, whatsoever. The magic item ones, I would say it's good, but because you are getting empty character sheets, you can just put it there. Again, we are playing a game that requires papers and pencil whatsoever. The condition cards are good for the first time or the second time when you're playing. It's just, just to remind them that hey, you get the stunt condition or something like that, and you cannot do this one or that one. So stunned, these are the rules for stunned. Good. This one I made a mistake. Those are not NPCs, those are sidekicks, because in the Dungeons and Dragons Essential Kit you can solo it. That means you need only 2 players, a game master and the player. And if the player is alone, you can pick a sidekick. I mean, he or she can pick a sidekick that helps the adventure. This one we will get back to it, so I will just put this one here. So what we get 2 kind of handouts to Warhammer. One is for rules, the other one is for flavor. So you can get this handout, the injury reference sheet, the critical wound table, the combat reference sheet, the test reference sheet, the dramatic opposed reference sheet, the attributes and skill reference sheet. Those are reference sheets. And you also get like 3 handouts about rumors in Uberreich and what you can buy in the market. So these are more of the lore point of view. This one helps, the rumors helps the GM to make Uberreich more spicy and more alive. And now we arrived to one of the biggest difference between the 2 starter kit. With the D&D one, you have to create your own characters. With Warhammer Fantasy, you get pre-made characters. You do not have the option without the main rulebook to create another character in Warhammer Fantasy. If you have the rulebook, you can roll up another character, but if you don't, you have to choose between these 6. For D&D, you can create your own characters, which is described in the rulebook itself. Those are not all the classes, actually. There's the fighter, cleric, the usual fantasy one. But if you want to create, I don't know, is it a sorcerer or wizard? One of those. But if you want to create the other, you have to get the player's handbook. I mean, you will get the player's handbook eventually if you like D&D, and it's the same with Warhammer. You will get the big book. But now, the most important difference, again, D&D is a PC game. Warhammer Fantasy is a book. So there is one more handout in Warhammer Fantasy that I think you can, you should hand it out to your players, which is an introduction to Ubersreich and the Empire. If your players do not know the Warhammer Fantasy setting, which is nothing wrong with it, there is this handy-dandy handout that helps them to get, more comfortable with the setting itself of the Warhammer Fantasy. And to the adventure. No, first let's do the rulebooks. What Warhammer Fantasy starter box doesn't have is a rulebook. How it teaches you the rules of the game is through the game master. Because, by the way, spoilers from here on to the adventures. So, part 1, market to market to market. Your players go to a market, do some, shopping, whatever. And with this, you introduce your players with a simple test. After that, you introduce them with a dramatic and opposed test. After them, there will be a combat phase because there will be a big brawl and whatever. So what the methodology of Warhammer's Fantasy teaching is by show and tell. I'm showing a situation and these are the rules that you can resolve the situation. I think it's a really good method. It's more immersive because with D&D, basically you have to hand out this rulebook to the players. But okay, fine. So you want to have an elf fighter. So we go to the yeah, we go to the races, right? Right, races, elf. Okay. So these are the elves. You can read it. You can create a half elf and a wood elf. Good. Okay, you want to do a fighter, right? Okay. So let me find you a fighter. I think it's the first one. Cleric. Bard. No. Then Bard colleges, clerics. Fighter. Okay, so here's your fighter. That's what you need to know about the fighter. That's how the fighter level up, stuff like that. So this book is needed. So you need to read this book first that even start the adventure, which is, it's like a PC game. You create your own character, you pick your own classes and skills, and before you even start the game, you have to, get familiar with the with your skills and stuff like that. However, in a Warhammer, the adventurers just say that, okay, pick a character and let's roll. That's it. And the other biggest difference is the adventure itself. The adventure book with Warhammer Fantasy is one big organic adventure that connects with itself. And you get like 10 smaller adventures and 5 or 6 for the pre-made characters and 4 general one. But this one, it's one whole big adventure. Also, you get another book, the Guide to Ubersreich, which is helping the GM with everything. Because then, okay, I don't know, they are in one district of the Ubersreich and let's say the merchant quarters, and the players ask that, okay, what kind of pubs can I find? And you can see that there is the Exploding Pig in the merchant quarter. It's all there. It's all have the names, the NPCs. It gives you a lot of flavor and it gives you a setting, a playground to roam free, even between the adventures. However, with the D&D one, you get the introduction of the town, Phendelin, which is a town and the hub world, the hub city or something like that. So it's like your players going to the quest completed, go back to Phendelin, next quest, it's like nothing really happening there. I mean, there are the lion shit coaster, okay, and there is the mayor who is like really afraid of the dragons, so he's closing himself into his house and stuff like that. But it is just, it's like pale. It's just like not really favorable. And also you get these quest cards that okay, you get the Lodger's Camp quest, and okay, and I mean as a GM that you should tell this, but I don't know. And also the quests are like go to a place, raid the place, there will be orcs or something like that, kill everybody, take the loot, go back to Fendelin, and that's it. I mean, I get it's Dungeons and Dragons, and a lot of people like dungeon crawling. I get it. I just don't think that's the setting is. I don't think the setting is deep enough to really immerse your players. And well, this is maybe. I mean, there is a good percentage that this will be their first adventure. The first adventure should be really good, I think, because they will have this feeling that, oh, okay, I want to spend more money, I want to buy the player's handbook, I want to play, I don't know, the other big, 100 pages, bigger campaigns, the Dragon's Heist and stuff like that. But this one is just like, there's a Dragon Baron, which is, you go down, you have to retrieve a sword of some kind, and there is a banshee there, and if you kill the banshee, then it's fine. And there is another quest with the lighthouse, which is basically the same quest. Kill somebody, and if somebody is dead, destroy something and bring back something. It's the same quest, just with a different setting. Okay, it's a lighthouse, so it's cool, but still. And also, we can see the dragon here, epic fantasy artwork. The dragon is kind of just there. I mean, yeah, he's flying around, maybe attacking the party or something. You can go to the Aspire Horde, and there is a quest to kill the dragon. But the dragon is not the main focus, it's more than a red herring. The main focus are these, the orcs who actually had to left this horde because of the dragon, and they are just sterilizing the whole third coast. And sorry guys, I forget. Okay, yeah. These anchorites of Telos, so they have a lot of these guys. They are less this like mini bosses. They have different names. The stats are the same, and they want to summon some white boar. Oh, that one is funny actually. So this boar spirit is kind of cool, but still I don't know. I get that this one is a teaching adventure, so you go somewhere, make something, do something, bring back something. How you learn something, that you repeat the same process over and over again. You will getting better with it. I don't know, maybe after the third or fourth cast, you don't need the condition cards anymore, because they will just memorize it and stuff like that. But still, this adventure, it always falls flat a little bit. But this one, I think Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and Cubicle 7 did a really good job with their first adventure. However, there is a problem with this one as well, of course. Sorry that focus on the negative. I mean, I really enjoyed both of the boxes. All in all, I think they are really good purchases, but I will talk about a little bit later. So there is one problem I would say, that it's a little bit railroadish. So it needs a kind of a more mature GM to run this, because okay, then you have to go there and there, and you have to do this and this to continue with the story. And if your players just not doing it, then you have a little bit of experience that how can you made up stuff in the fly and stuff like that, But all in all, I think this is a really good. It's really good that in a starter set you get a setting. This book is the main difference between the two boxes. This is 64 pages of full flavor, and you get stats as well, pictures. It's helped the GM to describe the boatsman guy, the coat of arms, or the crooked hammer, or stuff like that. It has the fantasy, the Warhammer fantasy has depth. D&D is more than a template that you can color in, of course. But if I had to vote, that I would definitely, just based on the adventure, I would pick Warhammer against D&D. But all in all, the 2 starter set has almost the same price. I think Warhammer is a little bit more expensive, but both starter boxes are really good. If you want to start D&D, pick up the Essential Kit. If you want to start Warhammer, pick up the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Starter Set. If you have any opinion, maybe just drop the comment or subscribe or like. And see you guys next time.